First of all, I've unmuted you, Rosie, so you can unmute yourself when you're ready. And I've made you the presenter so you can share your screen. I'm just going to quickly say a couple of things about you though, Rosie. So Rosie works with the team at Seller Central Setup.
Hold up.
Yeah, we can hear you and we can almost see your screen. Not quite now. Rosie works with the team at Seller Central Setup. And what Rosie is going to be demonstrating for us tonight is all to do with using a particular piece of software that I use called Kibly to automate your follow-up emails going out to your Amazon customers to help get more reviews and to help get better customer service. Rosie, how are you? Yes, no? Rosie, we can't hear you, just so you know.
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, that's better. Yes, we can hear you now.
Sorry, you would. My headset decided to have a technical glitch just as I started talking, so I've had to disable it.
Always the way. How are you, hon?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you.
Now we can't see your screen, just so that you know we're not able to see your screen, so you just need to share that.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I was sorting out speaker issues. Okay, I'm not sure which screen I'm sharing. Has it started yet?
We can see your main screen with Seller Central Setup on it.
Okay, perfect. That's the one we want.
All right, so I will leave it to you, Rosie. You can kind of talk them all through it and see if there's any questions at the end, hon.
Yep, sure. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Okay, I'm going to attempt to take you through Kibly Setup. So it's done in two parts. So I'll go through the first part. And the important thing to remember before you create your Kibly account is that you are logged into your Amazon seller account on the browser. Okay, that's a very important step. And then you go into kibly.com and you're presented with this screen and a little video starts playing and the guy starts talking to you. So don't freak out when you hear that, because I tend to, it always catches me by surprise every time I go into it. And then you just click on Start Free Now. Okay, and then you'll be presented with this screen here and you just enter your details to create your account and an email address. And then when you continue to the final step, it will send an email to you with a password that you can use to log in. And you'll need that to continue on with the process. When you log in, you'll be presented then with this screen, and this is where you set up your account with all the details that Kibly will need to integrate back to Amazon. Your username and password, I'll go on to the next screen. So I just wanted to show you, this is all blank at the moment. And then when you, it'll populate your username and password. Your name over here as the account owner is, I just recommend you put the name that you created your Kibly account with. The name here used in email templates, you don't need to use your full name. So if you're known by Tom, Dick or Harry, whatever, you just put that in there because that will go in the emails to your customers. Your Amazon store name is usually your brand name, or it could be your, if your store name is different, then use that. Your Amazon email account over here, that's important. It has to be an email account that is registered in your seller account as a valid email address, okay? So otherwise that won't work either. And your store type will be the marketplace that you are going to be selling in. You don't need to put a phone number, so you can leave that blank. And the next step is the actual integration part here, where we link Kibly and Amazon, at least kick that process off. And the next screen will show you what happens next. So as soon as you click on, I'll just go back here, where it's got here in capital letters, that's a hyperlink. So as soon as you click on that, you'll end up on another web browser, web tab, and this is what you'll see here. So Amazon Marketplace Web Service. These details here, Kibly and the developer ID, they're auto-populated, so you don't need to do anything with that. You just need to click on Next. And then you'll get this screen here. So you have a read through and then you say, yep, I understand. So you'll click on that and then click on Next. And then you'll see this screen here saying congratulations. So this is where some of this information here we need to put back into Kibly manually. So there are two two things here, seller ID and the NWS auth token. Okay, so what we need to do is copy and paste those. So on the next screen, I'll just show you here, the seller ID. I've obviously blanked mine out because it's confidential information, so otherwise I would have shown you this live. So the seller ID, just copy and paste this code here into this field. Your marketplace ID is already auto-populated. You don't need to do anything there. And the NWS authentication token is here. Now, this is a very long code, so you've probably seen those license codes when you buy software or get software licenses, and they're quite a long list of characters and digits. So just be careful to make sure that you copy and paste the whole thing, okay, and don't miss any characters out. And then you just paste that into here, and then that part's done. Then when you scroll further down the screen, there's just a couple of other things that we need to complete here. The time zone, you do have to select that, otherwise it won't let you save your application here. You don't need to worry about the connected marketplaces. You won't have any at this stage because you're in the process of setting that up. And when the integration is complete with your seller account, then your marketplace will show up here. And you don't have to worry about authorized users. And then you would save your preferences at this point. You'll get a pop-up asking you to enter credit card details. You can do that anytime. You can sort of do it straight away, or you can do it later on. Just make sure that you do it before you start selling, because for every email that gets sent out to your buyers, you'll be charged, and you'll need a valid credit card for those emails to be sent. Okay, is there any questions on step one or part one before I go into part two?
So far, nothing, Rosie. You're doing a great job.
Okay, thank you. All right, so that first part will take about half a day to fully integrate, and the integration will bring all your products into Kibly. So this is where the fun part starts. So up on settings, now it is actually on the right hand side of your screen, but just on this slide it's on the left. You go into settings and you go into my products, and this is where you know the integration is finished, because you'll see products listed down here, whether you've got one or multiple. It'll bring all those in from your Amazon listings. So it will show you the image, it will show you the title. Now when it first comes in, the title is also in the nickname, so it's very long, and it's got your ASIN and SKU. So what we recommend is that you change the nickname to something that's a little bit shorter, because this is what will go into the emails to your buyers. So they really don't need to see the whole lot in an email. And to do that, you would click on this little notepad on the far right, and then you will end up with a little dialog box that shows this, and then you just type over your nickname. So in my case, I've just changed that to Screen Cleaner, something very simple. And then you save that. Also recommend that for each of your products, even if you only have one, start getting into the routine of creating product groups, because this will help you minimize the number of email sequences that you need to set up. So you don't have to have separate email sequences for each individual product. You can set them up in groups, so you can send the same emails out to your buyers across all multiple products. So it's easier to maintain, and definitely less maintenance for you. So to do that, you would go back, I'll just go back a couple of screens. So on the left here, next to the product, you just select the box here and click on create a product group. And then you'll get an option to select an existing group. If you click on the down arrow, you will see you'll get an option to create a new group as well. So if you create that, select that, and then you can give the group a name. Whatever you want to call it, and then just click on OK. And this is important because it'll be the groups that you'll use when you're creating your campaigns for your emails. Okay. Then the next thing you want to do is create your email sequences. So for those of you who have got coaches, then you'll be more than aware of email sequences that need to be set up. For those who are still to go through the modules, you can use the templates that are in Kibly, or you can create your own, like tailor them yourself. So I'll just take you through quickly the process. There are, when you go down Kibly emails, you'll scroll down, you'll see a list of templates, standard templates that Kibly has. You just select on create new, and it'll give you this drop down here. And the one you select from is default templates. Now, the reason why we do that, you can create them from scratch, but the default templates have got some very useful hyperlinks in there back to Amazon, which are actually important for your buyers. So I'll explain that a little bit further on. So this is the first email, second email, third email defaults. And so when you create the new, you would select which template you want to use to base it on, give it a name, and it'll show up here. And it's probably a little bit hard to see that, but it has a standard format saying hello, your product nickname, and this is a link, so this will pick it up from that product list, right? That we looked at earlier. It's just like the warehouse, and so you can customize this wording. What we do recommend is you do not change, as I mentioned before, don't change any of the hyperlinks in here back to Amazon. This is really important for your buyers. So where it says to contact our customer service department here, if there's a problem with the order, because it's been purchased through Amazon, the buyers do need to go back to Amazon, right? If they want to raise a customer support call, they shouldn't come back to you, because Amazon is responsible for the delivery and the processing and shipping of the product. So if there's any problems with that, it really needs to be Amazon that deals with it. So just be mindful of that. Don't put your own personal or your business email account in here, or your website, because Amazon doesn't like that. They don't want customers to go outside of the platform anyway. So all the links do need to be related to Amazon. So once you've gone in and modified, worded this yourself, just send a test email as well, because you'll have an option. There's a little button down the bottom here, which I haven't got in the display, but you want to see what the buyers are looking at. And one thing we've found is that it can be a little bit glitchy with the formatting. So even though it says like the font is Roberto 16 point, sometimes when you're making edits to it, the font will change between, some of it could be 14, some of it 18, so it doesn't look good, and you want to make sure that it's, it looks neat. And so always send a test email to yourself when you've made some changes. The other thing you can do here is you can add your logo in here as an image. You can also add in your product image, so you can play around with it, make it yours. It's, customize it to your tone of voice as well to represent your brand. Okay, so once you've got your email template set up, then we can set up a campaign. And so you go into email campaigns on that screen, and then you create a new one, you give it a name, then you'd select, or you get some choices here, which I haven't actually played around with too much, but you can select all products fulfilled through FBA or not, so you've got some choices there. I only do, for this example, just fulfilled through FBA. And you can set up 2 or 3 emails. In this example, just using 2. The first one would be shipped when the order is shipped. Now, I don't do one when the customer places the order, because if they have, if they end up cancelling the order for whatever reason, or the order is cancelled because their payment hasn't gone through, then you've just wasted money on an email that doesn't achieve anything. So it's probably the first email would be better if you wait until it's shipped and then send it out a couple of hours after that. And then a follow-up email when it's been delivered, again, a couple of hours after that. If you do want to have a third email, then you could set it to send out, say, a week after that, and about a week after the second one. And then you would save, and that will be your email campaign ready to go. And then this final slide here, this is the kind of thing that you'd see. Hopefully you'll see better figures than what I've got on mine, but it shows you a nice little graph that says the total of orders processed in that period, how many emails were sent, the reviews that were tracked. I don't do that myself at the moment, but there is an option to track a certain number of products for free. Any feedback received, and it will pick up any buyer, was it, yeah, the buyer or seller, so the seller feedback or the product feedback. That will actually pull back into your Kibly dashboard as well, so you can see that. And it will also give you how many emails were opened. This is really handy too, because you can see here in this period I had 54 emails sent out, but only 20 were opened. So if you're looking to add a link to an an ebook download in your second email, for instance, or a coupon code, then, and you get very few people opening up that second email, then that will give you enough information to think, well, should you be moving that to your first email perhaps? Or is this maybe changing the subject name of your second email to get people to, or to encourage them to open it up? It's things like that that you'll have to look at and see whether things need to be tweaked. And that's it for the presentation.
Very, very nicely done. Now I'm going to put something in here. Oh, good. I'm glad you got something out there. So Rosie works alongside a team of other awesome ladies at Seller Central Setup. Anything to do with setting up your Seller Central account, from the initial setup to getting your listing copy done, and much, much more, can be found at Seller Central Setup. So I'm going to post a link, send to all, in the chat for you. That gives you a link to go and get some help from the team. Their rates are ludicrously cheap, in my not so humble opinion. I think they should charge more, but for whatever reason, they're still great value. So get yourself off there. If you're struggling with anything at all to do with the setup process of Seller Central, get in touch with them, get it done by a team of experts, much, much better. Rosie and the rest of the team have helped heaps of people in our community to get selling faster, which is what we want to do, of course. So Rosie, I want to say a massive, massive thanks for joining us on the call tonight. That was absolutely wonderful.
Thank you, Neil.
Hey, Neil here. Just before you go away, that was a question that I got asked on my regular Monday night Q&A session, which I have with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. So if you're interested in joining us as an Aussie Online Entrepreneurs, then you can click on the link below to find out a lot more about that. And also, as a special thank you for watching this video, I've got a great book that I want to give you for free. It's a current bestseller on Amazon, and it teaches you everything that you would need to know about starting a business here in Australia on Amazon. So you can see that just up there. So if you'd like to get a copy of that for free, then again, just click on the link below and you'll get a copy of that. You'll get taken to a page where you can get a copy of that for absolutely free. Hope you enjoyed that little snippet from one of my Aussie Online Entrepreneur Q&A sessions, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel and also like this video. And if you've got a question that you would like answering, then post it in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer it, whether on one of these videos for you or directly in the comments directly below. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time on the next of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs Amazon FBA Australia videos. See you soon.